And we're live. Let's see how many people that they're telling that I'm live now. Since, what's up, people? Whoever's coming in, hi. Guys, I hope that you plan on laughing tonight because I have a funny guest coming on. So let's see. So they're playing with my numbers again. This is always so much fun. So much fun. Last week I had like 700 and some people on for the first 10 seconds, and now I have 100 and some. What's up, Yaya in the house? Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Like, if you guys look at my last video, it has not even 6,000 views. Like, I have almost 150,000 followers, and Instagram just loves to, you know what? Yeah, I know. They won't, let me just knock on wood with that. But, thank you. Chewy the bunny is in the house. You guys. You have that big dolphin energy on tonight. No, not tonight. Ooh. Tonight I have on taking naps. I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen his videos, but they're hilarious. And we could all use a laugh this week. But he's got truth bombs like nobody's got. So it's gonna be fun. Can you and Christian Walker do a live together? That's a great idea. I gotta hit him up because I talked to him not that long ago. So that will be a crazy live. I'm eating my smoothie, guys. I had my juice this morning. I've had my smoothie at night. So, you're still up, you? Aaron Walton is still up. It's got to be like fucking 3 o'clock in the morning over there. It's about time you and Bobby Sauce got it together. Bobby Sausalito. 2 Italians, guys. 2 Italians. It'll be fun. CJ Dunning. I don't think I know CJ Dunning. But Aaron is on here. So him and I will probably do a live, I don't know, in the next couple days. I love Christian Walker in his Starbucks. He's in the middle of just losing his shit. And then all of a sudden he's like, can I have my sister knows the whole stint. I don't know the whole stint, but it's the best thing ever. My arm. Yeah, I got my KT tape on my arm. You can't, I don't know. You can't really see. It's a little bit bruised here, but it's definitely really sore. Not stopped. Shocker. Shocker. You need to sleep. Did you read what they wrote about you in Cosmopolitan? Yes, I did. They're a bunch of clowns. The email, I actually posted the email of my response to them on my story when it first came out, like last week, I guess it was, because I blasted the girl, because these people got nothing better to do with their time, but push these conspiracy theories. If it wasn't such a danger, and I don't mean danger in a bad way, I mean danger to the deep state, they wouldn't give 2 shits about QAnon. But anyway, so this is KT tape that's on my arm, guys. She cut it up in very creative ways to, I guess, hold things in place, because she did a lot of, you guys know when I do the gua sha thing. So they did the Graston with the Graston tool. It was on my stories yesterday, but she dug into it pretty good, but I can tell a huge difference in the pain in my elbow and stuff. So I'm feeling pretty good on that. You tired of that East Coast weather? Guys, I'm bringing take naps in. I'm very sick of the East Coast weather, guys. I really detest it. Gua sha, Guasha. Gua sha. That's what it's called. Gua sha. Why is my like this now that you're in here?
I don't know. I noticed that the other day on one of your lives. Why does that happen? I have no idea.
It only just happened just now because you know, you have to update the stupid app, and I updated it, and then I was back to my normal size head. I am fucking wide. What's going
They're
on?
shutting you down. Not much. Just living in garbage town, USA, I guess.
Wait,
seems like that's what's happening.
Where are you?
I actually live in amazing town, USA. I live in South Florida, so I love it here. But I just mean like, the world being trash and garbagey, you know, as I usually say.
Yes, I was just going to say I gather that from your videos that we live in one big trash can, which You're not turned off by that. I was just watching one from 3 days ago. I'm like, I need to repost this like right now, but I didn't yet. I'm going to post it on my backup account. Like, where do you come up with this?
I think it's just like
my sister's like, you're going live with him. My sister's obsessed with you. Sorry for interrupting.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think it's just like I think it's pure and raw frustration, like compounded over a decade and a half of time. I'm from the Northeast originally, and like in the Northeast, like kind of like I guess you could say that kind of New York sort of style culture is just like you don't say like how you doing, Jimmy? You're like, what's up, asshole? Like what are you doing today? It just kind of translates. I just don't really think. I don't really think normally. I feel like that's just like in my mind, just straight away.
Yeah, but what like. I mean, I just started seeing your videos circulating kind of like recently. So, like, are you a comedian? Like, is that what you do, or you're ridiculously funny? Like,
well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. No, I've been a web developer for 13 years. I literally built websites and did like online marketing strategies for small and medium-sized businesses for 13 years. And I started making videos on Instagram just because I was kind of frustrated with the political bullshit. And
okay, sorry.
Yeah, and in August, on August 20th, after the first night of the DNC, I was just like, yo, did anybody see this shit? Like, this is the most insane shit I've ever seen. And I just posted a video that kind of like blew up overnight, and I said, I'll just make a video every day and see if I can keep this going, and here we are.
Wow, that's crazy. I mean, I'm just like, okay, because my sister and I are in the film business as well, so we're just like, we have a script about Italians and all this stuff. I'm like, we're fucking casting him. Like, we're casting him. So I don't know if you could act or not, but you could certainly be funny. So it's like, you know.
I'm pretty sure I could. I'm pretty sure I could pull it off. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty ready for it. I remember for the longest time thinking like, how will I do that? And it's just like, I don't know when I'm gonna die. I can do anything. I'm unstoppable, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's so funny. I was talking to Third Eye Opener. I don't know if you follow him, but his name's Adam, and I was talking to him last night, and he's like, yo, it's crazy, like, what you did with your page, like, how you got it to blow up. I'm like, I didn't get anything to blow up. I'm like, I literally just what you said, like, you were frustrated. All I did was watch my mother lose her mind watching the news in March. Like, oh, my God, like, I'm not going to be able to stay in the house. What am I going to do? I'm like, Mom, like, I had to just, you know, totally red pill her. And she's still like, you know, Italians, they're so stubborn and, like, closed-minded. It's like, no, it's not on the news. Like, why is this not on the news? And I'm like, Mom, this is what's going on. And I still have to do that with her. But, I watched her lose her mind, and so I just made that video, and it literally went, like, I was going up like 2,000, 3,000 people a day, and I'm like, I was nervous. Wow. I'm like, what did I do? Like, I was like, this is really weird. And there was like all the hate mail, and then there was all the love mail, and then there was all these people following me and stuff. And, you know, I don't know if you're at this level yet where people are calling you a psyop and a shill and that you're paid up and all that. I don't know if you're there yet, but that's where I've been, like, the last several months, that people think I'm paid to say what I say. So
I got a DM about that. Somebody messaged me and they're like, "Oh no!" Like she's a paid shill, and I was like, I don't know.
I literally was going to text you earlier and say, listen, if anybody or DM me, I was going to say if anybody DMs you, like, just letting you know, like, this is the deal. Yeah, because when I've done lives with like other people, Tommy Vex, like whoever else I did like lives with before. They're like, yo, I got a DM from somebody saying, not that because they believe them, but they're just like, I just want to let you know. I'm like, yeah, that's like where it's at. It's just, this is fun. Like, I didn't ask to be in, it's really weird, like amongst the truther community. Like, I didn't ask to be a part of it. I don't think I'm a part of it. Like, I tell the truth, but I don't consider myself a truther. Like, I don't know how this works. Like, I'm just here being me. That's it.
I think if you were to take a large pool of people, pretty much in any walk of life, especially one that was hidden behind a curtain or whatever, you're gonna find someone that's gonna pop off. Honestly, probably like just to get a reaction. And sometimes I wonder if they even really believe that, or if they're just like, nah, man, like that person sucks, so I'm just gonna make it up in their mind. So I really don't even think that. I would bet that the vast majority of people don't even really believe that. They just want to just like stir the pot. It's like when I was in high school, there was this one kid that like he like wanted you to make fun of him, and we're like, bro, stop talking to us. But he just wanted it. So maybe a masochist. I mean, who knows? I
know, it's a weird thing. Like, I don't know if you noticed that.
this whole thing is strange. Like, and so many of us decided to talk about this. So many became like these like warriors of truth, and we were just like thrust out into the atmosphere, and we just like landed wherever the shit stuck. And it's like, okay, well, now we're here and this is what we do. And like, now we're just open to people just giving any kind of interpretation of you that they think is fit.
Yeah.
And that's like, oh, okay.
Well, I remember a long time ago, I remember watching celebrities get like shredded on TV, or like their lives being exposed. And it's just like, that is their challenge. It's like all these other things come easy to them, but they just have shots taken at them all the time. And that's like part of the task. That's part of the job. It's like these things become easier, but these things become harder. And I think that's kind of what it is. It's like,
wait, my sister has to say hi. Hold on.
Bobby, where the
What
fuck
up?
is Joey Basement, bro?
He's in the basement, fam. You know where he is.
That's exactly
Dude,
right.
I fucking piss myself on your videos. I send them to all of them every day.
Yes, thank you. I'm glad to hear that.
She's like, do you follow him? I was like, I don't know. And then I was like, wait, I don't think I do. And then I started following you, and we were watching you on the day of 20th, the inauguration. Because she was like melting into the carpet. Like she was having a full meltdown. And then we were watching you, and we were like, oh my God, like this is really what we needed. And I think our day started to turn around after we were watching you lose your shit as well. And, you know, that helped us gain our composure again. Yeah.
I love hearing that. You're not the first people that have told me that. I mean, that's the thing, is it's like I'm losing it too. So I just like, I need something. So that's that's the vent. It does the exact same thing for me.
Yeah. But you're just like, I was just saying, like, where do you come up with this stuff? Because it's just like all these like one-liners that are just meshed together in one thing. It's like,
I know.
How's that work exactly? Like
your mind's going.
Yeah, it's like
I could tell you exactly how. For the last 13 years, I've had to think about client work and what I was going to do to build somebody's website, or think about how I was going to help other companies make money. So to have the challenge be, how do I come up with a bunch of stupid nicknames and like funny zaps to like yell into my phone? It's like, oh hell yeah! When I wake up, I'm like, let's go! I'm ready to go. As soon as I wake up, because that's the job.
Do you go on stage and stuff? Are you a comedian? Because you should be.
No, my first video took off in August, so the world's been in lockdown clap season ever since. So I haven't had the opportunity to do that. So I think it's coming.
Yeah,
I told him you were casting 100%. I told him about the script, and it's all about growing up in Philly as an Italian, and it's just a shit show and a half. Like, but it's a comedy, and like I could be super serious, but at the same time, like extremely sarcastic, and like we're just really screwballs. And we have a short film that we did. It was an award-winning short film called Turkeys, with Sherry O'Terry and Vic DiPotetto and a couple other decent actors. And we have the full-length feature, which is called Shenanigans. It might be called Turkey Stun, but we're gonna eventually, in the near future, when shit starts rolling again, we're gonna seek out investors and stuff. So,
or even if it doesn't, we're just going to shoot it and say you're not allowed to wear masks on set.
Let's go.
We have a lot of those.
I'll work for free. Let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah, Bobby, where do you live?
I live in South Florida.
Nice.
Like near Miami, about a half hour north of Miami.
Yeah, but where are you from though? You said you're from up here. Like,
I'm from Connecticut originally. I was born and raised in Connecticut. I lived there my whole life, and I was just like, I went out to my truck one day, and it was so cold that the handle snapped off my door, and I was like, I'm fucking out.
That's where we're at now. That's where we're at now.
People are saying they want to see Turkeys Done on there. If you want to see Turkeys Done, go to Vimeo. You can watch it on there.
Yeah.
Where do you guys live at? Where do you live at?
Well,
we lived in LA for the last 13 years.
Yeah.
And then I bought a house back in Pennsylvania, right outside of Philly.
But we're from.
So that's where you're. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I thought you were in LA, but you're on East Coast time. Do you still live in LA and you're just there now, or do you live on the East Coast now?
I teleport.
Nice. Okay. Because it's when you're a paid shill, you can live everywhere.
Exactly. No, but we're going to go back probably in the next few weeks to LA. And I mean, my car's there. My apartment's been sitting there for 4 months. I haven't been there. And yeah, because I mean, what am I going back there for?
to sit there and look at all the trash, and it's just ridiculous. And
it got so bad. It got so bad. We were like in the heart of Hollywood, and there's homelessness everywhere.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you've ever been there, but we used to live by the Grove, like the original farmers market. And
I went to Los Angeles fairly recently, like in the fall, to go on Tommy's podcast, on Deviant Gentleman podcast, and I stayed in downtown LA because I knew it was relatively near the studio.
Oh God.
Well, I don't know, whatever. So, so I got my hotel, and I looked on my Google Maps, and I was like, "Where's the highest elevation? I'm gonna like take a walk to the nearest park." And I'm like walking through. There's just like people are just pissing on the side of the road in broad daylight, just pissing in a bush. Jesus Christ.
Downtown is like, I mean, it was always like, Skid Row's been down there for a long time, for decades, but it's not called Skid Row anymore. It's like Skid City.
Yeah, something like that.
It is
Skid Mark Row.
horrific. But it probably ventured into Hollywood now. Like,
that's
never had it.
That's where they got that disease that hasn't been around since the early 1900s. Do you remember that?
Oh. What was it? And they said the fleas, apparently the fleas bit infected rat or something.
There's so much trash down
there. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle disease.
That's exactly what it is. But yeah, sorry you had to see all that. I mean, like, if you're in Beverly Hills, it's still nice, but they're even venturing like on the medians on Sunset Boulevard, like in the middle of Beverly Hills. There's just trash and homelessness, and like, I don't know what they're doing over there.
Yeah, it was sad because it's just like, I don't know, like, you think you go to a downtown major U.S. city, and I'm like, how bad could it be? And it's just like, oh yeah, no, it really smells like piss everywhere. Like, no, like I was walking down the street on the way back from the park, of which I saw lots of people sleeping in the bushes and a variety of other things, and it was dark by this point. I'm just walking down the street. A guy pulls over on the side of the road, just gets out of his car, just on the main road, and just pees in a bush right on the main street. I was like, what are you doing? Like, go to McDonald's. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
The audacity.
It's wild because the cost of living there is so insane. But then you don't even feel like you're in like you feel like you're in a third world country. Yeah. There's mountains of trash everywhere. Like, coming off the highways, there's just tents and just mountains of trash. And you're like, I'm sorry, where's all the tax dollars going here? Oh, and Gavin Newsom's pocket and crazy Pelosi. And Schumer, and who else?
Maxine Waters in her $14 million mansion that she doesn't even live in her district.
Yeah. No, yeah. The earth is trash, and everything is, in fact, garbage. It's not good being here on
for the
Earth
last
right
week,
now.
at least, for sure.
What?
That the world is garbage.
Wow.
For the last since the 20th.
No, it's like
happy with the almost 40 executive orders.
Yeah. No, I saw today that he signed an executive order that bans you from saying the word, the country you can't say with the red flag, virus.
China virus. Wuhan virus. I can't say it. You're not allowed to say it.
Are you serious? I missed that.
Yes.
Yeah, you're not allowed to say it anymore.
In government documents and official documents, you're not allowed to call it that. I was like, dog. What?
When's he going to Spanish flu next? Spanish flu next. Right? It's like,
the world is trash. I mean, it's trash.
You weren't lying.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bad. It's like, it's scary because the audacity of it just being straight in front of your face. It's like, if people didn't see it before, it's like, I almost got it. But if you don't see it now, it's like, yo, what are we doing? This is not ideal. It's not a good time.
Yeah,
not at all.
I don't know what you have to be hit with next, honestly. It's just a disaster.
The scary thing is just like, it's like, all right, like Joe can't put a pen in his pocket, right? He like struggles to put a pen in his pocket. Like the guy's reading off of a script. So it's just like, when it comes to like a real
executive orders,
he's listening to his earpiece and repeating what they're saying out loud.
Yeah.
How much worse can this get? We're gonna vaccinate 300 Americans.
600 million vaccines for 300 Americans.
Okay.
600 million vaccines, which is almost double the population, for 300.
Imagine being in a negotiation with this cat. Like, imagine just sitting in a room, just 1v1 on a negotiation. Like, I'm gonna clean this guy's clock right now. Like, this guy has no chance.
Not even, yeah.
But he got 80 million votes.
But he's probably not even showing up at these meetings. They have all these mouthpieces. Like, he's not making any decisions. He's just got a pen in his hand.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, he's on phone calls.
Obama's in the basement. Bob.
What's that?
Obama's in the basement.
He's the one pulling the strings.
Yeah, no, yep. Obama's on Zoom in the earpiece, like down the street, talking from his house.
Exactly. In the van outside the White House.
Yep. It's friggin' crazy.
And people keep posting. The internet kills me. It makes me laugh because like people keep posting all these videos of like, I saw this one yesterday. It was like 4 Obama's faces, and they're like, which of these Obamas is real? And it's like, none of them. They're all deep fakes, and Joe's a deep fake, and everything's a deep fake. And I'm like, like,
I know.
Deep fakes. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. You just want to pull your hair out.
Yep.
He said someone messaged him and said, "Oh my God, you're doing a live with Krystal Tini. Did they call me a shill or what did they say?"
Yeah, it was a shill and a couple other things. Fear peddler, something about fear and paid, some type like paid opposition, controlled opposition, something like that. I was like,
wait,
all
so
right. Well,
you're gonna write me a check after this, though, right? Because I get paid for these lives, so.
Yeah, I
She gets a commission.
Well, that's what I wonder because I didn't go into it. I was like, my response was literally like, I guess we'll see. Like, I guess
right.
she is. I don't know. Yeah. But I was just like, so what? Like, what are you paid? What do you think that they think that you're paid to say? That's what I'm wondering.
That's the thing. It's like, well, I'm saying things that are not supposed to be said. So who's paying me exactly to say those things that I get shadow banned for, that I got taken down for 10 days off of Instagram, that my Facebook got deplatformed? Who's paying me to say these things exactly? Any guesses?
No. Biden, I guess.
Joey Basement.
Yeah. No, but that's the thing. I just wonder, like, did you to this person, it's like, did you think this through, or like, what are we doing? Like, did she expect me to, or I don't even know if it was a girl or a guy, but were they just expect me to be like, yeah, you're right, like, right. We got you guys, you bitch, like, you're done. I don't know.
Seriously.
It was an interesting DM. I was like, oh, okay.
I owe a lot of money if that's the case. Somebody missed my address. Maybe I put the wrong number. They didn't get the right address or my right bank account number. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently that's the case though. So is there like a main
please don't ask this.
Okay.
I mean what?
Because okay, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, is there like a main consistent message that would lead somebody to believe that? Like, have you explained this many times, or?
I've addressed it a few times, but
okay.
I'll talk to you off about it and I'll tell you why afterwards about the whole thing. But no, there's some people that will like count how many times I say certain words and say that I am trying to mind control people with my truth. And I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm literally not kidding. So it gets that crazy. Like, yeah. I guess my sister's my handler because I have a handler as well. So my handler, her, takes care of any, certain things and counts, okay, you have to say this word 4 more times, then we're good. And then we end it at 6 minutes and 66 seconds, even though it's not a real number. But since it's the work of the devil, we have to just make sure we get the symbology in there so that people know that you are part of the Illuminati.
Yes. If you divide it by 2020, it's 31330.
Exactly.
That's Joe. 31330. That's what it is.
Exactly. Yeah. That's where we're at here. So
can you do like a 30-second rant real quick?
She wants you to do the thing where you shake your face from left to right.
Can you do a 30-second rant real quick?
Oh man, you put me on the spot with that.
I know. She's like, I just wanted to shake his face back and forth and like do crazy stuff. I was like, it's the best. Okay. Well, I mean, I feel like spontaneous, I feel like.
I kind of gotta feel the energy, It's like go monkey, go. You do
I know. Then you're like, no, now I can't do it.
I had a
go rewatch your videos.
I had what did I have? I had like I think I was out like drinking one night or something like a couple weeks back, and I went to do it, and I like saw stars for a minute, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna take a day off from the head shake. It really is. I think I might have given myself like a concussion one time doing that.
I agree. Yeah.
Because I shoot the videos, like I shoot them in 15-second increments. Like I do a 15-second, I make sure it's good, and then I move on to the next 15 seconds. So sometimes I'll be here like, ah! Like a bunch of times in a row.
Right.
And like by the 10th time, you're like, yeah, all right, okay. Like this is like today, like in today's video, I was like trying to come up with another way to end it. So I just like set up the water jugs in the grass in the front yard, and I just like somersaulted into these water jugs. And when I got up, I was seeing stars, and I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Like, what are you doing? Like, what is your life? Like, why? My neighbors, I swear to God, my neighbors have had to see me do this at least 5 or 6 times. They're just like, this guy's lost his mind.
Oh my God. It's the best. That is great. Seriously. So have you been working this whole time, or have you just been like losing your mind doing videos and just?
No, I mean, in March, everything stopped for I think everybody in the world. Yeah. So like everything kind of chilled. But because I have an internet-based business, I've been working at home for over 10 years. Everything just kind of like picked up. In fact, it almost picked up like exactly to where it was, because all the brick and mortar businesses needed ways to generate money some other way. So they were like, I got to beef up my online store. I got to find ways to get phone orders or whatever. So I was pretty consistent pretty much all the way through. But by August, it was like all the political stuff was heating up, and I've always paid attention to it and cared about it and liked it. But it's like no one in my immediate social circle really cared. So it's almost like if you have all these thoughts and beliefs and what you think is ridiculous, like you almost just want to like put it somewhere. It's just like, all right, here's my thoughts. Like, okay, let me get it out of my mind now. And that was kind of what I was doing. I was just yelling into my phone as a way to just vent the frustration and be like, back to work. And luckily a couple people saw it and shared it, and those big accounts kind of like snowballed it like overnight. And it all kind of started from there. And I was like, if I could do this as a job, then I'll do that. Like I'll do that forever if I could be so lucky.
Yeah.
That's what
I mean, both of us think that you like have a career in this, like that. This is like legit, I mean, seriously, it's like crazy. Like, how does he do this? Like, you're so quick on your feet. You have like a topic, and then you just literally lose your shit on it. And then it's just like some kind of a masterpiece. Yeah. Of just craziness.
Thank you for that. The thing is that, and this is the thing is, when I originally started making videos about this property that we were building. It's like we bulldozed a house and we were building a new house. And every day I was like, all right, there's free content. Like I walk over to the house, I'm like, look, we got a stick, there's a pipe, there's a tube, oh, there's some tile. And I would just make jokes about the house. But when the house was done being built, I was out of material. And I remember just thinking to myself, like, what is an endless strip of material? The only real, like, truly endless strip is news. It's like that's the only thing that is always relevant and fresh and always kind of like drawing of attention and kind of like never gets stale. So flip it on top of that, how do you make news emotional? How do you make it like give somebody like a reaction? You either like really, really love it or you really hate it. And news doesn't really do that to people, but political shit does, because it's like raw emotion. So it's like you have an endless strip of content, and then you have this highly charged emotional stuff, and it's just like it makes the content work in perpetuity. So I don't have to like think up new skits like a traditional comedian would. It's just like I'm literally just like Trump, and it's just like 1,000 pages. It was like Trump is a racist, Trump is a xenophobe, Joe Biden like smells his dog's leg and shatters his hip. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like it's so extensive. It's like you can't help but laugh at it. And they are the joke. Like just what they do is the joke. Like sometimes I don't even have to say anything other than what actually happened, and like that is funny just in itself.
Yeah, the new press secretary. I'll circle back. Circle back. Let's circle back. It's not about his dog or ice cream. We'll circle back because I can't answer that. It's like, okay.
Did you see the meme with the button, with the circle back button? That meme with the button?
That's awesome.
That was the best. No, the thing that's amazing about her, it's just, again, it's like it's so perfect. It's like, God, it's like, are you guys watching your own shit? She said in the press room, she's like, if you take one public speaking class in any school, They're like, stop saying
Mm-hmm.
just don't say anything. She's like, it's like, bro, who interviewed this person? Probably doing things.
Oh, she looks like a little kid to begin with. I mean, how do you take her seriously? It's like,
I know.
no substance, nothing but comedy.
Yeah, it is comedy. And then she's like uninformed. Like when you think about Kaylee Slaley, she would come in there with like a binder of stuff, and like the binder was like this thick. She'd come in there, she'd have every answer, she'd have references and charts and shit. It's like this chick walks in there with like a manila envelope, and she's like, oh, like let me circle back. It's like, what are you doing, dude? I don't know.
Yeah. Now they want to kick the conservative news out, so they don't ask any hard questions. You know,
This is nuts. What we're witnessing is just pure insanity. It's purely just insane.
Mm-hmm. No, that's the thing. It goes back to like when I watched the DNC, that was like kind of when my head exploded, because before it's like but they don't just shove it like in your face, you know? And I watched the DNC and I'm like, is that a Zoom call? Like, are they duplicating faces on the Zoom call? Like, they don't even have 20 people? Like, then they have the musical performance. You're like, this is the musical performance? Like, what are you doing? How are you doing this? It's like they have such little comedic comedic awareness, like awareness of what they're doing. It's like, doesn't somebody have like an outside view of this that could be like, yo guys, like you're kind of making yourself look stupid? Apparently not.
No. Nope, not at all. Nope. They want you to talk about Robin Hood. I didn't read much about Robin Hood today.
That's what they said with the White House wants to put a stop to buying stocks.
Who wants that? Who are the people in the comments, you mean?
Yes, they're requesting Robin Hood.
That is the hot topic of the day. Well, I guess the simple of it is that basically, like, I suppose to really, really boil it down to the cliff notes is that like major hedge funds have been gambling against the market, and like big companies have been gambling against certain things in the market, kind of like all in cahoots in a lot of ways for many, many years. And in this particular example, a bunch of people on Reddit kind of like all band together and were like, we're going to go against them and basically kind of like beat them at their own game. So they managed to like rally and all buy these stocks that were like really worth next to nothing, and then like artificially inflate the prices of them by everybody just scooping them up at the same time. And it caused all the people that had these like positions where they're forced to buy it at a higher level if it goes up, but they don't think that it will. And it caused them to lose like tens of millions, probably like hundreds of millions of dollars. Yeah. And they basically like beat them at their own game in this one little example. And because we know the world is trash and everybody's in cahoots. Yeah. They just shut it down. We're not all playing by the same rules. That's the whole thing. It's like, it's the same thing with like the left, the government, just the government in general, but all the people that are in control. It's like, if you have money, you move things. And if you have power and influence, you move things. And like most people have a price, and it's just like, put all those things together, and it's like if a lot of big people don't get their way, they just change the rules, and that's what happened. And everybody's watching it in real time, and it's like, yo, what the fuck? And then they ask, and they ask the White House press secretary, and she's like, let me circle back. Like, I got nothing for you. Like, I'm a woman.
What?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. No, it's sad.
Yeah.
Because like, kind of like in a way, the little guy kind of won for a minute, and now they're just like, yeah, like we're gonna just not let you do that. So yeah, it's just one in a long line of. It's the funny thing is that all these people that thought everything was fair and square, it's like, yeah, didn't you know that they've been screwing us? Like, what do you mean? Like that's right. How everything is.
Yeah, we have no shot, basically. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
What were
What
were you saying about Dr. Bill, or do you call him Dollar Bill?
Who? Wait, Dollar Bill?
BG.
Oh. Dollar Bill. Oh my God. You mean like in previous videos, you mean?
Yes.
I haven't really addressed him many times, but I've consumed a fair amount of information that talks about him and kind of the shady things that he does, and like kind of like the sketchy nature of all the things that he does. Yeah. The thing that really the thing that blows my mind kind of, which I think is kind of funny, and it's like, and it's not even just him, it's kind of like all of these super wealthy people. It's like, they all act super virtuous, and they're like, well, I signed this document in this secret special book that says when I die, I'm going to give all my wealth away, and I'm so virtuous. And everyone's like, oh, like, thanks so much. That's so nice. And like, everyone's just dying around them, and like, everything is, and they're like richer than they've ever been. And it's like, dog, like, you're not dead yet, but like, maybe break off 20% of that guy. Like, what are you doing? If not now, then when? Like, what are we talking about? Like, you're a fucking liar guy. So, and then like, it's just like, this guy is not a doctor. This guy finances all these juice companies, and it's like, this dude's not a doctor. And who, you know, who's even less of a fucking doctor than him is his wife. And she's on TV like, yeah, we need more lockdowns. It's like, why are you asking?
I know.
When did they become experts?
Crazy.
When did they become doctors, and when did they become experts?
Why are we listening? Why are we even asking them?
Exactly.
Why?
Yep.
Well, we know the answer, but it's like, how is anybody even like, well, he said that this is what we should. What?
Yeah.
Right. Right.
After he said we have to get rid of 10 to 15% of the population, people still want to believe him and listen to him.
There's this awesome guy on YouTube and Instagram. His name is Anomaly. Do you know about Anomaly? The guy in California. He's the best. I love this dude, and he talks about how Bill Gates said to read that book, Lying with Statistics. And I remember watching his video about that, and I'm like, this dude is like spot on with this.
He really is saying.
It's like they fucking tell you. They tell you right to your face. It's like, they might as well get on TV and be like, you're fucked, the world is trash, you have no chance, like, everything is garbage, I'm gonna dominate you, I'm not a doctor, but I want to kill you and everyone you know, and have a great day. And it's like, cool, like, I'm gonna go get a Microsoft laptop, like, no big deal.
Yeah, actually, it's not.
I'm gonna go back to my vault of seeds.
Yeah, exactly, and you can't have any.
Exactly.
There was this crazy video going around the other day, and I don't remember where it was, because, like, you know, you get lost in the matrix, and it was this video talking about how, like, if you were to own all of the farmland, that you could artificially raise the price of beef, and then if you had a beef alternative that supposedly was just as healthy, that you could then push this as the environmentally friendly fucking beef, and then, like, nobody's got that beef, and then you're buying soy beef, and then everything. I mean, you could follow the breadcrumb, but it's like, that would make sense, guy, because, like, I don't know that this dude's gonna be out there like tilling the soil, so I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what we got. That's what we got to look forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or not. It's cray.
It makes a lot of sense.
You were talking about Anomaly, and whenever I watch his videos, like, before the pandemic, like, he was always like calm as cucumber, and then just like the last month or two, he's lost his shit, and I'm like, finally, he does get angry, because I'm like losing my mind in my videos, and like, he's just like, well, guys, you know, this is this, and now he's just like literally like fireworks going off on his videos, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, it just took you long enough, dude.
Yeah, I love it. I love when he talks about all the trust the plan bros. Like, there'll be people in his comments that are like, trust the plan, dude.
Oh, that's like,
no. He's like, no, I'm not gonna trust the plan. He's like, get over yourself. He's like, you're basically an idiot. He's like, I'm sorry, like, I don't mean to offend you, but like, you're an idiot. I love it. I absolutely love it.
It is nuts.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I think I just find it so interesting that it's just like, when you think about the amount of media that you just yourself used to consume, let's say 5 years ago, and where you consume that media versus where and how I consume media now, and like where I spend my time and like where I focus my mind power, it's just like, I watch Anomaly for probably 2.5 to 3 hours a week, or I listen to them while I'm like at the gym or whatever else, and this variety of other sources. It's so interesting how your brain gets molded when you don't listen to this, like, direct, like, the garbage flow, like this shit that's been filtered so many times. It's like, it really kind of raises your awareness to how much that shit is in your mind without you even realizing it. And like, to go even a level deeper, it's just like, you watch TV or you watch HBO, and that movie was produced by one of 20 production houses, that owns, you know, all of the scripts and all of the producers and all of the such and such. And it's just like, these things are all, when you boil them all down, it's like, there's like 6 groups that do every single thing, and they're all kind of in cahoots with each other. And we have this like illusion of choice, when the reality is like the only truth is just like the unfiltered truth. The only problem is that you have to filter through it, much like you kind of have to filter through their bullshit. But it's just like, if you can find the right people online and validate all the information yourself, it's like, that's like the only truth there is left. It's like, get somebody to give you a direction, and then you go there yourself, validate it, and then come back. And that's like the only way to find out information these days. It's nuts, and how fast that kind of has evolved, at least for me, and I'm sure for you guys too.
Yeah.
We don't ever have the TV on. I mean, we were at my grandmother's tonight, and every
it's
story
propaganda,
is
everything.
2 to 3 masks and COVID this and
Vaccine.
And tell them about the story of the vaccine when they were stopped in the snow.
How do you make this up? So a bunch of people got caught in like an avalanche somewhere, and these other people just happened to be driving along the road of 6 feet of snow, and they also happened to have a whole slew of vaccines in their car, and the people that were stuck were so excited and elated that they had these vaccines, that they administered these vaccines right in the middle of the whole snow mountain. And this was news. They're like, and the guy was like, "Oh my God, the people were so excited that we were able to administer it right there in the snow." And they literally were out in the freezing cold snow. These people that were stuck in 6 feet of snow, and these other people just jolly came along and happened to have a bunch of vaccines in their car, and then they were able to administer them to these people. And this was like breaking news. Like,
he's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Yeah.
That sounds
like, how much more do you have to sell this story? But they were like, these people were so excited that we had these vaccines in the car. We administered them right there in the 6-degree weather. It's like, what is going on?
Oh, God.
You gotta wear a sticker. People are like posting all over, like, I was vaccinated. You're just like, am I losing my mind?
Yeah. No, that's the type of story that like a group of 20 stupid writers would come up with, and they'd be like, "Yeah, let's run with this.
Let's go. Like,
100%.
Get out the snowblowers. Like, let's do it."
Yeah.
Yeah, like when you watch the news, when I watch the news, I'm just like, this is Saturday Night Live. It's just like, it's so insane. It's remarkable. Like, I remember around 9/11, there was that story where they were like, "How did you know the identification of the guys in the planes?" And they were like, "Oh, one of their passports."
Oh. Yeah.
We found it down the street. It's like, are you fucking kidding?
But honestly, back then, before we were really woke, like, oh my God, that was my first year of college. I went to school for 5 minutes in college, but I walked home from college that day and I never went back. I left all my dance stuff there. I went to an arts college, and I saw Osama bin Laden everywhere, like in my sleep, in the dark. Like, he was the boogeyman for the longest time.
Yep.
But they were like, we found their passport like 3 blocks down, and it was, unscathed, and you're just like, oh my God, that's crazy. Like, look who. Yeah. And there's still people that actually believe these things.
Yep.
And what, 50 floors fell, and you're finding the passport down the street?
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, exactly. And then like,
ooh. No. They don't like what we're talking about here.
Somebody froze. Okay.
Okay.
It's like, if you've ever watched,
it's getting crazy here. They
Yeah. No, we said it. We said the wrong thing. They were about to zap us. Well, like, if you watch a movie, if you watch like any movie that involves like the government, it's like all these crazy things happen, and then something happens that's so like blatantly obvious, and then they just like come up with some story, and it's like, no, but like that probably is what happens. And the thing that really fucks me up is when you see people like commit suicide around these things, and it's just like, yo, and like, for example, like what happened in our nation's capital letter, whatever, you see these people that are just like I try not to say stuff, but it's like, no, this is happening like right now. Like, it's so bad. Like, I don't even understand. Like this Robin Hood, like, yeah, that's fucked up. And it's like, there's so many insane things happening at the same time. It's like, I don't even know how to navigate this.
Our entire capital is fenced in right now. It's like
barbed wire.
Yeah. Military grade barbed wire.
Random structure just
Thousands
pops up
of
in front of the
troops.
White House. Nobody talks about it. The White House has been blacked out for 7 nights now. Nobody thinks that that's any relevance to mainstream news. The soldiers turn their back on the new president being, paraded down the street, but nobody wants to address or talk about these things because they're not important.
The thing is that I feel like there's a lot of truth mixed in with mistruth, and I don't know which is right and which is not. And I try to look for little things to just be like, for example, like the soldiers with their back. Did they have their back turned? Like, was that actually him? Do we know that he was there? What was that video? Was that video from earlier? Like, we don't know that stuff. But the thing that I think is frustrating is that as people try to follow the breadcrumbs to find the truth, people will like come in with an avatar of like a duck, and they'll be like, "Yo, like trust the plan, bro." Like Pompeo's underneath the White House, he's gonna submarine, like he's gonna come up, and like Pelosi's going to jail. It's like, no, dude, like no, stop doing that. And that's where Anomaly kills me, because he just like claps these people immediately, because that's the type of shit that they say.
Mm-hmm. He does. So true. Because all of this is just so hard to fathom or believe. So it's like, any story that people come up with right now to believe in their head, it's like, it's sane to them because what's going on is so insane. So it's like, I need to have some kind of story that at least makes sense to me so that I literally don't lose all of my shit.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's true, because it's like yesterday, I mentioned in my video yesterday, I was trying to figure out what happened with the cop that said that they asked for National Guard, and then the other cop said that they didn't, or they asked and it got denied. I spent 45 minutes just researching this one thing, and I'm like, I'm on the Hill, I'm on this website, I'm looking at these different websites for information. I go on both sides, and like at the end of the 45 minutes, I still didn't know what the correct answer was. And then like the guy that was there that day, well, he resigned. And then the new person, well, she didn't know, or she wasn't in charge or whatever. And then it's like, then they supposedly communicated with the Pentagon, but no one from the Pentagon has to talk to anybody. So it's just like, you just are left with nothing. And it's just like, at the end of it all, it's just like, what you believe is probably right, but you have no way of validating it left or right otherwise. So it's like, we were just stuck right back where we started. And that's where I think a lot of all this stuff is. It's like, you almost just have to like use your rational brain to just discern what it is to yourself. But the problem is that you can't go and then peddle that as if you know that for certain. You just have to kind of like bank it yourself and be like, yep, that sounds about right. But then people come out and they're like, my uncle like lives in a pineapple under the sea, and he like told me this. It's like, no.
There was a lot of that. There was a lot of that, especially in the very beginning. Like, my cousin is friends with somebody that works in the Pentagon, and his wife cleans the toilets there, and she overheard a conversation, and you're just like, I don't know where this is going, but there's a lot of people that already went down that rabbit hole. So I guess we're just going to continue to run with it.
Yeah, no, it's unfortunate. And like, there's been a few friends that like, and people that I know where I'm just like, hey, like, not for nothing, like, I think we got goosed. I think it's, I think we got to move on here. Like, let's come up with like, let's come up with
our own plan.
I'm still holding on a little bit.
No, don't do that.
My brother's like, it's over, it's done, stop, you're embarrassing, stop, shut up. And I'm just like, well,
it's not over till it's over, but like, it's kind of over, but like, maybe it's not, but like, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. Well, like, I made this live stream where I was like freaking out because so many people were messaging me, because I was kind of like, hey guys, like, not sure what's going to happen, but like, let's just prepare for both sides. And like, I got this uproar of like DMs, people being like, trust the plan, dude. Like, it's like, yo, I got to go live and just yell about this. And I made this live where I just went absolutely insane. And at the end of it, the next day, people were like, you got to make Trust the Plan Bro merch. So I made all these shirts that said Trust the Plan Bro, and hats and stickers and all this shit. And people were buying them. And I got an email from Shopify, my merch company, and they're just like, Trust the Plan Bro is a Queefanon fucking statement. And that's, you're supporting the queefs, therefore, like, these products have been removed. And I was like, dog, like, I'm making like, it's like, think about the context, but whatever. And I was just like, so I emailed them back, and I'm like, wait, so trusting any plan, all plans.
Exactly.
He literally just said, trust the plan, bro.
That's nuts.
And they're just like, removed. So the next day I posted this on my story, And people started hitting me with different ideas. They're like, trust the clam, trust the garbage can. And somebody else's came, they said, trust the flan bro. So I made all these trust the flan bro, like sweatshirts and hoodies and shit. And people have been buying those.
Oh my God, that's great.
We need that link. We need that link, Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to support that.
Yeah. It's pretty it's pretty good. And then like in my story I had like a little flan, like a jiggly flan, and then it just said trust the flan bro. Yeah. During the store, a bunch of people have bought it, like hoodies and shit, and I was just like, if I was walking down the street and I just saw like a chick wearing a trust the flan bro shirt,
right.
I love it.
You're like, I made it. That's it. I made it. That's it. We're on our way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if you were just like a normal citizen frustrated, you know, when you were walking down the street and you saw somebody wearing that, you'd be like, what do you know, you know?
Exactly. 100%. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm going. It's awesome. You're awesome.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I'll be getting a shirt soon.
Yeah.
Cool. Definitely.
Trust the plan.
Yeah, exactly.
But I was going to say, like, you got to be careful about making money off this, because people like in this movement get really crazy about that. They're like, you're just in it for the money, and so I'm just like saying and letting you know that could be a possibility of your life, because you're not allowed to make money, and you should be poor and be unemployed like many a citizen in the country or world.
Yeah, no, I know. I think that people forget that like money is a tool, it's a resource that allows you to create more, and that's what it is. I had a troll in my live the other night. People were like, hey, can you give me your Venmo or put your Cash App so I can just donate to the cause? Like, you make me laugh every day. I appreciate it. And I was like, shit, I never in my wildest dreams would have thought that somebody was going to Venmo me money. I never would have thought that. But when you think about it, it's like, I'm not charging for anything, and I'm producing this stuff every day. It's like you pay for Netflix, you pay for a comedy special, and you want to give back, buy a shirt, whatever. Yeah. So I was like, sure. So I started putting my Venmo in there, and this guy's like, he's like, you're in here begging for money, bro. And I was like, am I though? Like, am I begging for money? Like, what do you mean, dude?
It's so like, crazy. But people don't realize how much time and effort you like put into researching everything, creating content. Like, you're a content creator. That's what you do. Like, you're putting your face out there. I'm putting my face out there, and people don't understand or even compute that it's time consuming. Like, you're putting yourself out there and putting out, I mean, yours is comedy. Mine is obviously a little bit different, but it's like, we're doing this for other people to put out information. And it's like, time is money, no matter which way you want to put it. And maybe it's just social media people, but there are people that actually make a living off of social media. Like, that's their career path. And anybody that decides to go in that direction or is fortunate enough, like, that's awesome. Like, good for you. Mind your business. I don't owe you an explanation of how I make a living or money. Like, that don't happen here. So it's like, it's very, very interesting. Like, once this all,
Yep. No, exactly. Like, for me to make an 8 to 9 minute video takes me probably 5.5 hours to make it. Because I do the research, I look up the articles, I string them together so that it's not just like Joey Basement, like such and such over here. It's like, there has to be a cohesion to it. So there's research, then it's like, I got to make sure that the information is valid. Then it's like, I have to be able to verify and validate that. So in the event that somebody says, well, that's bullshit, that I don't have to go back and either edit it or take it down.
Right.
Then it's like, then it's like, now I got to come up with nicknames. I got to make it funny. I got to shoot it, make it concise. I got to figure out if I'm going to roll in the trash or roll in the bush or like some salt in the yard. Cut it, shoot it, edit it, write the description, post it, put it in all these different places, all these different platforms, and then do things that you don't think about, like respond to people. Like, for example, we didn't just wake up and say, let's do a live. It's like, what time is the live? How are we going to do it? Where are we going to go? What are we going to talk about? All those things. It's like all that setup. It's like, and so I feel absolutely no guilt. I just think that it's funny that people project like that, because I think that the vast majority of the time they just wish that they could do something like that. They wish they had something to say. They wish that somebody would fire them off of Venmo for doing something that they love to do. And it's like, if you think I'm benefiting from the $40 in Venmo donations, like, I don't know, like, all right. Like, dude.
Yeah, no, it's a whole other world and ballgame. It's been a very interesting ride. It's like, wow, the way that people perceive you, are just like, this is like nuts, you know. And some people literally go off the deep end with it and have this whole story in their head of like who you are, and you're just like, yeah, you really got that one wrong. Like, she's an actress, look up her IMDb. Like, no shit, motherfuckers, I've been in the entertainment industry since I could walk. Like, hello.
Right.
That doesn't mean that I'm telling a story, but what story am I telling? Because it's only true things that I'm telling. So she's an actress. She's acting. I'm acting what? Being honest? Which part of that is acting?
Yeah. What did you do? Like, how long have you been, like, what is your job now? Like, what's your business now? Is it content creating? Do you do some other thing with it, or how is your structure set up now?
Okay, so I'll just go back to the beginning. Started dancing.
Other than being a paid, controlled, chill opposition.
I know. Yeah. My sister and I have an online business. We have a yoga mat business, and we're going to be launching a clothing line business that's part of that, My Soul Wear. So it's
awesome.
Yeah, it's all positive affirmations and shit. It's like really cute stuff. And we're fashionistas. We've always wanted to have a clothing line, whatever. So we're working on that. But beforehand, like literally right before the whole COVID thing happened, we were on tour for 3 years. And we were traveling all over the world and stuff. And, her and I fortunately got to do that together. And then before that, I was into acting and auditioning all the time and doing modeling stuff and, everything in entertainment. I was a dancer my whole life, not a stripper. I was a professional trained dancer. So I've always had, my whole life was in entertainment, and I've always wanted, this is always what I wanted to do. But at the same time, before my page went viral, I already had 33,000 followers. So I always wanted to be an influencer too, because I was a teacher my whole life. Like I'm always into holistic wellness and everything. And that's like my passion, is to help people like bring themselves to wellness and bring the awareness. Because a lot of people just don't know, like, I want to be healthy, but how do I do that? Do I just stop eating sugar? Like, it's, there's so many good herbs and things. And so that's been a big passion of mine. So I started doing videos about that. Like while I was on tour, when we were in Australia, I would on my downtime, I would just be filming like videos about holistic wellness. So I was already on that journey, but once the whole COVID thing happened, I just lost my shit. And I just ranted, and I didn't think anything of it. Like I thought nothing of it. And then all of a sudden it's like all my following started to go up, and then people were posting it on Facebook from like Ireland. I'm like, what is happening? So ever since then, once your page blows up, and I'm sure, I don't know this for sure for you, but people hit me up all the time with like product placement stuff, and they want, would you promote my thing and blah, blah, blah. And I'm all into helping small businesses. So for a while I was doing Small Business Sunday. So people would send me products and stuff, and I'd promote their business, whatever. But then there's other pages that have the money for the marketing, because now social media is your marketing. Like you don't have to Google ads and all this other stuff. Like now it's like, okay, an influencer that has a good following and really good content and engagement, like that's a no-brainer for business-minded people. So a lot of companies will say, hey, do you want to, would you want to promote this product, and we'll pay you X amount of dollars. And like, this is not a secret or anything. Like this is common knowledge in the influencer world. They have agents for influencers now. Like in LA, it's like, I wanted to work with this agency, and like you had to have 500,000 followers, and it's a real thing. Like this is a real career for a lot of people. Like these girls that are going on private jets, well, a lot of them are escorts, but that's another story. But like a lot of these people that have, all this stuff, they're traveling, like, there's photographer influencers, all this stuff. Like these people make a lot of money to travel in places and post about people's hotels. Like there's so much out there. There's so much opportunity out there. But one thing that I would never do is like post about something that I wasn't passionate about or that I wouldn't take myself. There's a lot of companies that are like, hey, we have this like cool Wi-Fi something. And I'm like a psycho about EMFs and 5G and stuff. So like I would never promote a fucking product that, has just like radiation just like beaming into your head. So things like that. So it's like, so that's where I am now. You know what I mean? And I have a bunch of different opportunities that are coming up. I'm doing a radio show now with Dr. Cordy Williams. I'm going to start another podcast and stuff like that. There's like all these different opportunities, and within, like, it's cool to do a live with you and meet you. I mean, I've never talked to you before, we connected with this thing, but there's so much potential for you to do so many things. And like, I would love to help you with that. Like, I love to connect different people and network with different people. And I think that it's just been a really weird ride with all this year. I've connected with so many people and have connected so many people. And it's just like, this is just where every single one of us is meant to be at this point. Like right where we are right now, like this is where we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like, you were meant to do this. Like, there's no question about it. You're just like, who is this guy? Like, where did he come from? He's, like you have a career in this. Like,
thank you.
You just happen to find it,
It is weird how the universe kind of just does things like that. I think that kind of like the aha moment for me is I was just like, I remember watching, I think it was Kevin Nealon, not to call him out, but like I've watched Kevin Nealon movies and stand up and like I always thought he was hilarious. And I remember watching him on like Instagram, on like an Instagram video. I'm like, the lighting is not good and the sound is not good. And I'm like,
Right.
Kevin Nealon, I'm like, really, Kevin Nealon has the same square that I could have. And it's just like, this guy only has 70,000 or whatever it was followers. And I'm like, wait a second, like, we're talking about a marginal difference. It's like, so then you have all these other guys that have real sharp, clean video that have hundreds of thousands more. And I'm like, this is now everybody's window. So it's just like, if I can't do it now, when everybody is stuck in the same spot where I can't get up on a stage or I can't do all the things that they can do that look really fancy, it's like, this would be the one opportunity that there would be to kind of win and make a kind of like leap forward. Like you lean into the disadvantage and make something of it. It's just interesting how that kind of stuff happens. And you obviously did the exact same thing. Now you're like, it's podcast, it's media, it's a movie. You said you're the short film you're working on. I mean, that's how you got to do it. That's awesome.
Yeah. And we're, you know, like we work with Hollywood celebrities for our whole career, you know what I mean? But the way that we see things is that we do things the way that we want to. And like my sister and I are just so insanely creative and we have very different strengths. Like my sister can produce anything. Like she's such a brainiac, but I have more of the artistic mindset. So we're very opposite, but we work well together. And the teams that we put together in different productions and things that we've done before, you know, there's no limits to that. So we wouldn't want to do like this big studio film. Like we want to have the direction and leeway to do what we want to do because I'm not taking direction from any of these people. We have the connections. We know so many people, so many talented actors and just a huge network that we can do this ourselves. Like we, you know, and with all these different avenues that you go down, even with social media, it's like you just connect with people that you never would have otherwise connected with. And this whole pandemic thing just brought out opportunities for a lot of people and, you know, has taught people a lot of different things. Like even people watching your videos, they're just like, maybe they don't know this current news, but you're telling them in such a funny way that they remember it. And they're like, oh my God, you have to watch this video. And it's just like, you know, there's no reason why you shouldn't have your own like friggin' TV show that's just like telling the news. Like, you know, if I ever had a position with a news channel, like I wouldn't want to do it their way. I want to do it my way. Like I want to be bleeped out. Like I want to be able to curse on camera and have a meltdown. And like I want to be able to do things my own way, you know? Yeah. And I think those are the niches that we're creating right now is like, you're doing it your own way. Like you're giving people news every day and you're doing it your own way. And your comedic timing is amazing. The way that you edit videos is amazing. And it's crazy that you don't have, I mean, I thought I'm like, this guy's got to be like on tour, like somewhere. I mean, this is not, so it's just crazy. It's really, you know, this is what you're meant to do.
Thank you for that. Yeah, and I'm like literally sitting here in this chair like, like it's just editing it on my phone and just pumping it out, like sitting in the front yard of my house and just like rolling in the grass and cutting it up myself. And a bunch of people have asked me, they're like, you got to get it on TV or you got to get a show or all this stuff. And I'm like, this is the show. Like you're watching it. This is the show. I'm doing exactly what I want to do. The only thing that I would say is that it would be nice if somebody else filmed it for me. That would be kind of cool. Like somebody else holds the camera. Maybe give me a vertical and a horizontal so I can put it on YouTube. And,
exactly.
You know, I'll get there, but it's like the lack of outside influence is very fun because it's just like no one's gonna call me into their office at the end of the day and be like, you know, you really can't talk about it. You know? Exactly.
Like that's the thing. When you do have that creative outlet stifled, it really makes your job very unnatural. And then it's like, this isn't fun anymore. Like, this isn't what I want to do. Like, leave me alone. I do it my way and that's it. And if it works in the way that you're doing it, there's no reason to change it. But there's always people that see things differently than you see that. And it's not always the right thing either. Like you're obviously, you know, you've been able to grow your page yourself by your instincts and what you know how to do naturally and what you've just literally taught yourself in editing and all that stuff. And it's like, that works. Like, why would you change something if it's, you know, why fix something that's not broken?
Yeah. The thing that's interesting, which is like my whole life I've studied like how to be successful and like how to, you know, like how do you get there? How do you reach these high levels? And it's like, when I look backwards at every single thing that I've ever done, it like makes perfect sense that it all came to this conclusion. Like I used to shoot like funny music videos with my buddies and I just did them for fun. You know, I made a couple of them. They're still on YouTube from way back in the day and they were very crude, but it's like that taught me all of the editing. It's like I learned what was right on time by spending relentless amounts of hours editing these stupid music videos of myself. And then like being an internet person allowed me to build my merchandise store at a rapid pace and do graphic design so I could knock out the merch like right on the spot. Like Trust the Flambro is hot. I make a Trust the Flambro shirt. Boom, it's shipped and it's on somebody's back in a week. So it's like all of the sum of all of your life's experiences like all culminate when you finally hit that like right angle of the golf shot and it just like is a hole in one. It's just like the same goes for you. It's like here you have all of this experience in like dance and being professional and traveling around and modeling and then all that other stuff. And then it's like here you have all of these things culminate together and you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing too. And then meanwhile the world goes to hell and it just like it says like, all right, here's your opportunity.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But people are putting your one-liners on there, and I was just thinking, like, you could have an insanely successful friggin' T-shirt line with just your one-liners, or saying Joey Basement, like stuff like that. I mean, you would sell millions of shirts. Like people think, I mean, this whole thing's a circus. We're in literally a 3-ring circus right now. Like this is your time to hit. So figure it out, get them on the shirt, and let's go.
Yeah, I mean, I've done almost 700 orders in the merchandise store. I've sold like hundreds and hundreds of masks and stuff, and like all of my shirts are pretty much just text from different sayings from in the videos. And when you really think about it, it's like I'd say like every week I probably get a good 10 new sayings that just come out of the natural flow of things like every single week.
Yeah.
So it's like it's endless. Like one of the shirts is one of them it says like woke squad or something, and it's like every crazy name. It's like Billy the Diddler and No Crazio and like Dehydrated Owl and like all of their names are just a big list. It's like,
that is great.
And a few people have bought like you have a hoodie that says all of the names in one line. It's like
they're naming everything that you say, and it's amazing. I mean, you found your niche, like, and I hope that you like capitalize on it because we work hard on this content stuff. Like it's not easy every day to like, you know, be able to bring and produce information to people and stuff. Like look at Anomaly, for example. Like holy shit, like he's on another level. Like I think he's on his own level. Like he is his own news broadcasting station. I mean, he's article like it makes my brain hurt because I know how much goes into it. And he's just like sitting in his house, like just doing it. Like,
yeah.
I mean, you know, it's nuts.
He's inspirational because that's kind of it's like the influence that a single human being has on the trajectory of your life is so remarkable. And like when I watch a guy like that, I'm like, this dude doesn't look like he should be doing this. You would never think that this guy is doing this. And this guy is like extremely like smart and articulate. This dude's reading books. The guy's younger than me, and I'm like, this dude is doing it perfectly. He's got millions of followers. It's like, what a great example to set. It's like the guy is level-headed. He's on point. I look up to the guy in a lot of ways, and it's like, it's like the amount of time that it takes just to, and not only to put it all together, but to skirt all of these obstacles. Like I've had the toughest time just not saying the things that I want to say.
Right.
And like when you build websites, you become a student of words because you understand that optimizing words is the key to make your website show up. You have to call it the right thing. You have to call it what everybody calls it. Well, the whole challenge of this game for me is like I can't call it that. I couldn't write Donald J. I couldn't write the term that people were searching because it's illegal now. So it's like I gotta call him Donnie Ballpark and Joey Dumpster Fire and like all these stupid names. It's like I have to like tap dance around what I want to say. And it's like the antithesis of what you're supposed to do. It's like there's so many challenges, but it's fun. But it's like created its own language just out of that pressure. Like came something even.
You got something. You really do. It's like it's crazy, and they flow from your mouth so just freely. It's like you've written a script, but it really just comes from your head, and you know, whatever. And that's a friggin' gift in itself.
It's that's the thing that's like I at the very, very beginning I felt pressure to write it so that it would be great. And what I started to find is that the videos that really took off were the ones that were like off the dome, because it's like you oftentimes will insert words to convey something that if it was your normal speech you wouldn't use that word, because it's like it's too deep. So if I'm like firing really quick at you, you wouldn't think to use that word. So it's like, it's when I have a single topic and I just kind of go on the rip for a minute, those ones have been the ones that have worked. It's just like, all right, cool. Like rewarding the easier thing. Like I'm here for that.
No, it's cool shit.
Yeah.
Really cool. I'm so glad we got to connect on this though, because, you know, it's like, it's just a weird world to be in. It's like you know, I don't know if you've watched my videos beforehand or like I've seen your videos or just whomever, and you're like, whoa, this is like, I don't know. And then you have this whole connection with people. Like I'm connected with people all over the world that are like doing the same thing. And it's just like how we all got here, but we're all making a difference in a different way. And we're all just trying to like lead people to some kind of a truth, no matter what form it's in. You know, yours happened to be comedy, and it's like people needed some kind of relief from just being lied to on a daily basis. And like all of our faces just like popped up everywhere. And, like just delivered, you know.
It's funny because it's like I was the same person 5 months ago, and I remember when I would go to like a bar or a social event or whatever, it's like I'm just like the next chooch that walks up to the whatever, right? And I remember just thinking to myself like like I'm gonna have to, like, you have to prove yourself to like every person. It's like I wish I could just find the people in here that fucking know. You know what I mean? That see blue when I see blue, and then we can just go off and be like, yo, so like aliens are like, what's good?
Yeah.
And it's just kind of funny how this has connected me to people like you, and it's just like, how could that have happened before? How would that have happened? Would it have ever happened? No. And it's just like, what a magical synergy that created. It's like, cool, now I don't have to fuck with normies. I can just go straight to people that are there. It's like a more rich life, you know? It's really interesting.
You've created your own community, you know, and it's like you can just go right here and go on a live and talk to people instead of like going somewhere and just seeing people with 6 masks on their face. You're like, yeah, we're probably not going to have much to talk about. So I'm just going to go and do this like digital thing and be live with a couple hundred people or 1,000 people. And I'm just going to talk to them because they understand me. Yeah,
no, exactly. And and you don't have to be like, are you cool? Or like, do you get it? Like, the vetting's not there, especially because all of this stuff is like saved into the universe, you know? So it's like you can go back and I can see where your mind is at, what you're thinking about, the types of things that you're putting out, and I can understand where you're at as it relates to how I see something. It's like we don't have to go through it hand to hand. It's almost like a recorded lesson. It's like, all right, here it is. It's there permanently. Now it's like we don't need to address that now. Now we can level up to the next topic or the next thing. That's one of the things that's so interesting about this. It's like I can see where you're at, and now we're already at the same level, and we can create so much more as a result of that, instead of being like, do I trust this person? Like, are they full of shit? Are they funny? Are they gonna like what I say or whatever?
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, man. In a way, this has become like high school. I feel being on Instagram with the people in this, like, they call it the truther community. Like, I'm not in any community. Like, I just tell the truth. Yeah. Like, what? I mean, my whole life, like, I've always just had a big mouth. That's it. Like, I didn't change all of a sudden and be like, you know what? I'm going to do this and see if this works to blow up my platform. It's like winning the lottery. Yeah, there's no formula, really. You can have the greatest product. You could be the prettiest person. Like, it just happens somehow, you know?
Yep.
I don't even know. I don't remember what my point was to that. Oh, what I was saying that it's just kind of crazy because we literally get to watch the realities unfold. Like, we have our whole community of people that have like this one reality that is mostly honest and truthful. And then you have this whole other reality of people just like living this just gigantic lie after lie after lie. And you're like, wait, do they still lie after? Oh, they still believe that. Oh, okay. You know, I mean, you have Fauci on TV telling people like, you know, 2 masks will be better than 1. And you're just like, wait, we're still on this? Like, people are really still willing to cover where the oxygen happens? Like, I don't know how that is even still a real thing.
Yeah.
But we're literally watching these 2 realities, and we're just like, in a way, it's really cool because we can find like-minded people right when we click open our app. Yep. You know, But I think we've all just been really working extremely hard to put out good information, and like, you know, you'll still get shit on for it by like trolls and people that just want to live with their head in the sand for the rest of their life. But you know, that's not really our problem. Our you know, we just want to do what we feel is best for people, and that's literally like discovering and uncovering truth. It's not just like, oh, we saw this on the news, so we're just going to deliver it to people and hope that it sticks. It's like we see what's on the news and we're like, no, that doesn't sound right. We research it. We take hours to research it. We look everywhere and uncover every little tiny crumb of information, and then we put it out there, and it's like, okay, this makes more sense.
Yeah, it's almost like the journey of you trying to find the right information to validate it so that you can improve your own life, because and how caring you are about what information you put into your own mind. It's like when you give some of that outwardly, it's almost like the world is like, please, like, do this for us. Like we need you to do this. It's almost like a calling, like a duty in a way, where you feel obligated to be a responsible steward of that, because it's like, if you're not the one that's doing it, then someone else could do it and manipulate it. And it's like, I remember just thinking to myself, like, I would watch videos of like successful people and the advice that they'd give, and I'm like, I would not say that like that, or I wouldn't be, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I wouldn't deliver it that way. If only I had the opportunity. And just like you said before, it's like, I didn't wake up one day and be like, I'm going to grow my Instagram follow. I'm going to use hashtags. Like the universe was like, here you go. You're huge. Like, run with this. Like, do you have what it takes to like continuously produce quality? And then the market will either stuff you down or not. And then along the way, as you continue to do the right thing, it's like, all right, your new obstacle now is like a troll, a hater, someone saying you're a paid opposition, or whatever is the case. You're a paid shill.
Yeah, that's my favorite. That is.
I wonder if they're watching this right now, like, yo, they called me out.
Without a doubt, like 100%.
Yeah, I'm sure I already have a DM that's like, yo, you asshole, like, you see, you can't tell her she knows.
Did you see her necklace? It's a Buddha, and that means, look at the doorknob behind her. It's round, and that means that she's opened a portal. You're gonna have to crawl into it. And
it's the mark of the beast. It's the doorknob is round. Yes.
That was my apartment in LA. I had this wooden. It's like a wooden cutout of like a deer or whatever, and like I just had it in my room forever, and it was just like a decoration, like a boho chic thing. And they're like, "That's Baphomet." I don't even know the words, like, because I don't dig into this stuff. Like, I don't care. Like, there are certain topics that I like and that I love looking into, and there's other things that I don't even know. Like, I've never even discovered these things. There's a lot of dark things that these people know about that, like, I don't know. Like, all the symbology and like the swirls and everything means something to these people, and you're just like, wow, it's just a necklace. Like, I like it, and I'm gonna wear it. It's like not, you know, that serious, and it is for these people, and they're just constantly looking for things.
I know.
It's like, I don't really get it. Like, I have more of a life than to think that, you know, whatever is behind you is some symbol of like a pizza or a piece of spaghetti. Like, I don't know.
Piece of spaghetti. No, yeah. No, it's like that's really what we're gonna do. Like, people just strategically place a deer head and just be like, will they know? Could they possibly see through this? I got in a disagreement with this friend like right before the Georgia runoffs, and she had posted this photo of one of the Republican candidates doing like holding up a 3 like this or something like that, and he was like, they had knocked on 3,000 doors, and she was just like, that's a white power symbol, that's a white supremacy symbol, 3 fingers, and I was like, that looks like 3 fingers. And it was in the debate, and then like this other guy chimes in and he's like, how would you hold up 3 fingers? Would you put your 3 fingers like that, or would you put it like this, or would you put it like this, or like this? I was like, dog, these are fingers. And he's just like, no one else in the world puts it up like that. And then I literally Googled like holding up 3 fingers, and there's a picture of Michael Jordan like this when they won 3 championships. And I was like, here's this photo of Michael Jordan. He's like, oh, that's in 1997 before it was a white power symbol. And I'm like, dog, like, what universe are you on, man?
Yeah. Guys, we know that the symbolism is serious. It's not that we're making fun of the symbolism. We're making fun of the people that think everything means that it's symbolic of something. We're not saying that this is fun, because this is what happens. We're not saying that it's funny about any kind of pedophilia symbology. I am saying that people are crazy enough to think that anything of any kind of shape means something, and it doesn't. That's what I'm getting at. And meanwhile, someone just texted me and said, you were just on Vice about a QAnon conspiracy theorist. I'm like, oh my God. Because I've been written up in so many articles because my page was about yoga before, and they're like hell-bent on these like influencers that were QAnon conspiracy theorists. And like in June, before people even really knew what it was, like I did a whole video like, who is QAnon? But I've never, like I would have where we go when we go all in my hashtags a lot, like in the beginning and stuff. But I was never like a huge, I don't understand all of it because again, it has like numerology in it. It has like all this stuff, 1 + 1 = 68. And then that means, wow, Donald Trump. And I'm like, I can't, my brain doesn't work like that. Unless someone breaks it down for me, my brain does not work like that. So they've ran with this forever. And someone's just like, hey, you were just on Vice TV or something about being a QAnon conspiracy theorist. Okay, cool. Sorry. It's like,
That sounds like par for the course. Like I remember when I first heard the 2020 divided by 666 is 30330 for Biden's number, and I'm like, yo, come on, like what do you mean? My answer to it every time is like, okay, maybe, but like probably not, but maybe, because I don't know, and you also don't know, but that's pretty far stretched, dude. So
yeah,
the sad thing is that all of those things are being lumped together as a singular thing, and they're using that as an instrument to destroy anything that could even possibly remotely be associated with it. Right. And it's tragic because the trust the plan people, those people are feeding into that exact same problem, and they're drowning out what would otherwise be accurate and truthful stuff. And it's like the ship goes down together kind of situation, where it's like, it's really unfortunate because it's like people that disagree with us generally, like they are playing 4D chess, and like quite frankly right now, like they're kind of kicking our ass, and it's really unfortunate because the more that we get tied up in all of these things that are nothing, like the doorknob, it's like the less the truthful stuff rises to the top. It's unfortunate. It's like counterproductive. It's like you're shooting yourself in the foot, and
repeatedly.
It's unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah. It's gematria. I know that it's gematria, guys. I don't understand that stuff, though. So what I'm saying to you guys is that this all could very well have some crazy meaning. I'm just saying to you, I don't understand it. Like, my mind doesn't work well with numbers, and I can't even wrap my brain around it. Like, if someone could break it down for me, like, I'll listen and pay attention. But the crazy thing is that there's people that actually, like, figure all this out somehow, like, with timestamps. And, like, my brain does not operate like that. So that's all I'm saying, guys. I'm not like knocking people that know all this shit because I sure as hell don't know it. Like I don't know it. But it's also something I don't want to know or learn because there's just certain things I don't want to know or learn, and that's one of them because I don't do numbers. Me and numbers are not friends.
Yeah, it's like we have enough things going on. Like imagine if we're just like, yo, let's do this long form fractal long division problem, and then we'll put it as a symbol in the back of the video, and then everyone will see who gets it. It's like, okay.
No. But yeah. So guys, I'm not like insulting anybody, so I just want to make that clear because a lot of people get like just hell bent on the things that you say, and I just want to make that clear that I'm like, I can't do all that with the numbers. That's all.
That's why I try to remind people. It's like, I'm a comedian, right? These are jokes. Like these, like, right. What are we doing here? Like, what are we talking about? Like, I'm not a news anchor, and even if I was, I'd be telling more mistruths than I'm telling right now. But it's like, these are jokes. Like that's the point. It's like you're supposed to kind of zap both sides. That's kind of the whole mix of it. That's what makes it fun. But people are like, what did you just say?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Jokes.
It's down a whole rabbit hole. But at least you get to have fun. Like I'm always very serious in my videos. So when people see my lives, they're like, you're a totally different person. It's like, yeah, well, I'm talking about like people being fried by 5G in their brain. Like I'm not going to smile at the end of my video. Like, I'm sorry. And I had someone complain the other day and said that my page is garbage now and your lives are ridiculous because you're laughing and making fun. I said, listen, I don't fucking run a school here. Like, I don't run a school to, like, educate people 24/7. Like, some of my lives are educational and others are, like, me in real life, like, just being a person. That's it.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm paid to do this and, like, research this stuff. Like, they want to just crush you for anything that you do or that you don't do, and you're not doing this right, and why are you saying this, and you're not talking about this. Well, why aren't you talking about this? If you're a truth seeker, then you'd be talking about this, and child sex trafficking. They're just some niche topics that I talk about, and then there's other things that I don't. It's not because I don't care, or, you know, it's just like, just let me live. Like, you know, we're all doing our best here. We're all like trying to help in any way that we can. And that's, you know, that's all I got.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, that's absolutely right. I had a like a mentor business coach a long time ago, and he told me this story about how one time he was an advisor for this company, and they had 400 employees, and one of the owners of the company said, "Hey, everybody, you guys did a great job this year. We're going to hand out $50 bills on your way out the door, just in a thanks. Go to the casino, have a great night, everybody have fun. Thanks, you did a great job this year. At the door, just collect your $50." He said there was 400 people in the room, and on the way out the door, 3 of the people just wouldn't take the $50 because they thought that there was something attached to it. They thought that there was some reason, like, oh, what am I going to owe them if I take this 50? It's like, no, just take the 50. And it's just that, and the lesson of it was that no matter how many people, especially if you have a lot, it's just like there's going to be people that just don't understand, that just don't see the right way, that are going to look for some other meaning, that are going to find some way to blow up something that is otherwise meaningless, joke, fun, or just like not what it seems. And that story has stuck with me because I'm just like, all right, there's going to be people that are going to troll me or DM me or say that I'm a paid corporate shit or whatever. Like, it's just like, that's just part of the territory. So I'm not surprised that stuff happens. And that's just part of the job, I guess, of being the shill, you know?
There you go. Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exhausting.
They're like, don't talk about symbols. It's like, okay. It's like, we can't talk about anything. Talking is illegal. Words are illegal. Jokes not allowed.
Apparently it is now. Wait, what's with the dude from Twitter that was arrested for making memes or something? Did you see this?
Yeah. Apparently this guy in Florida made a meme that suggested voting for, I forget, it like had some, I didn't see the actual meme itself, but it was something about, they said that it was trying to convince people to not vote for Hillary or vote for somebody that was the wrong thing or vote on the wrong day or something like that. And they considered it to be like election manipulation or fraud of some sort, some type of manipulation. And it's like, I remember
all up new level of crazy. Like, this is nuts.
No, but that's the whole thing. Like, that's the moral hazard of all this stuff, is just like the people that actually commit the crimes don't get prosecuted. The people that are like sharing memes, like jokes, are literally illegal. Like, I remember I saw a fact check the other day on a meme, and it was like, it's like, wait, like it was like an IG fact check, and I'm like, I think Donald Trump Jr. posted it, and he was just like, that's it. Like, look, here it is. Like, literally fact checking a meme, and it's like,
oh my God.
It makes a comedian's job a whole lot more difficult. It's like, I can't even say the word. And then on top of all that, in this age of like things being recorded, if you even had a show and you said something that was offensive to some group, or especially a historically marginalized group, it's just like, you just get destroyed, financially destroyed in the public square. You get removed and banned. It's like comedy is illegal, basically.
Yeah.
So you have to either be on the left side of comedy, which is totally fine. You can do that. You can say whatever you want. You can hang a bloody head of Donnie Baseball in a photo on Twitter, no problem. But if you do it on the other side, it's like, that's the thing that I wish that our fellow human beings would recognize, left or right. It's like, none of us should be for censoring anybody. Like, speech is speech is speech. Like, people's right to say something that you disagree with is a basic core fundamental of America. And it's like one of the things that makes America so great in the first place. It's tragic that anyone would celebrate that. Like, I had so many of my friends that are on the left, they're like celebrating Donnie getting canceled, and then are also sounding off about this Robin Hood stuff. And I'm like, dog, you can't celebrate, like, it's all or nothing. It's like, it's like, you can't just celebrate this and think that that's a good thing, because I would never celebrate Joe Biden being silenced if it had gone that way, or anyone, or AOC. Like, yeah, she sucks, like, objectively sucks, but I would never want her to not have the ability to say her bullshit.
Right. No matter which way you look at it. I mean, it's like, you're just in disbelief. Like, the president of the United States was shut off.
Yeah.
Like, you can't even comprehend it. Like, if that happened to Joe Biden right now, you'd be like, wow, that's scary. That's very, very scary.
Yeah.
You know? And they say that the president of the United States is the most powerful man, like, on the planet. And that's what happens.
Sitting president too, while in office.
It's very, very scary. It's a very slippery slope. And, people on the left, like, think that it can't happen to them. Like, if they did that to the president, do you think they care about you? They don't.
No, exactly.
They don't.
Exactly. That's one of many reasons why it's so frustrating that, like, we're in this ecosystem. Like, I have no qualms with the book of faces and the gram, and like, so like I'm coloring between the lines, Pop. Like, I'm not breaking any of the rules, but it's like, it's unfortunate that they went and created another outlet, like a Parler, for example, and like that just gets clapped, and it's just like, not only, and I heard the other day that not only did Parler get removed from the App Store, but all of the data was wiped. So when they get Parler back, if they get it back, which I think that they will, everybody starts at zero again. So all that time that people put in, the creators, it's like, what a tragedy. So it just creates this huge moral hazard amongst all these other things, where it's just like, how some people are still not seeing this is tragic, because I'm afraid that if it's not already too late, if they're still not seeing it now, it's like, how many masks do you have to wear before you?
No, literally, it's nuts.
Yeah. So we're doing our part, I guess, in our own little way. We're doing the best that we can. So at least we can celebrate that. And the 180 people or the 200 or 300 people that were here already, it's like, they're doing that instead of watching CNN. So.
But that's another thing they lie about. Like, by the time this ends, I'll screenshot how many people were watching, because it's like, oh, there was 5,000 people watching. It's like, really? It said there was like 111.
Mm-hmm.
It's like everything about whatever is going on is just not real. Like, I have at least 1,800 people a week unfollowed from my account.
Mm-hmm.
So my account doesn't grow. Like, I'll have, 1,000 people, 1,200 people, 1,500 people follow me, but way more are unfollowing me. So it's like, no, your account's not going to grow. You're going to stay right where you are. And it's like, I'm censored to death right now. Like, this is the least amount of views I've ever had in any of my videos. Like, I have like almost 6,000 views on my last video. I used to get 100,000, 120,000.
I saw that, and I was just like, wow, you're in the doghouse.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing too, is like, that is the other thing, where it's like, when people were hating on me because I had my Venmo handle, it's like, you gotta understand, it's like, we have to find a way to maintain this in the event that this goes. Well, then what? It's like, imagine building something and then someone just drives through with a freaking cloud and just bulldozes it. It's like, yo, that is a real concern. That's like part of this task. It's like, these are the things that we have to navigate. So again, like, when people chirp in, I'm just like, all right. You'll get it on. You're feeling bad yourself. Like, that's unfortunate. I feel bad for you. Like, my go-to comment when people troll me is, I'm like, "Are you good, bro?" I just hit them with the "Are you good, bro?" And like, it'll have like 90 likes on my comment. I'm just like, go somewhere else. Like, what are you doing with your time?
Please, I know. Trust me, I know. My block list is like at least 5,000 deep.
Really?
Yeah. When my video went viral, like, that one video has almost probably 9,000 comments on it. And like, so many people are like, people are going to die because of you and you're a murderer. I mean, it was like nuts. So in the very beginning, I was just like, block. Because at first, like, I would start fighting with people because of my ego. But then I was just like, why? Like, everything just became so negative to me. And I was just like on a warpath with people, and like try and prove them wrong. It's just like, these people are never going to get it.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, block. Now I'm just like, block. People like, you're silencing people's free speech. I'm like, well, if you call me like a dumb bitch, like, you're not staying on my platform. Like, it's not going to work like that.
Yeah. No, I had the same thing happen to somebody that was just in my DMs, just like insulting me, and I'm like, I had removed him from the live because he was trolling, and he was DMing me all these insults, and he's like, "Oh, you silenced my speech." I'm like, "Dog, I just removed you from the live. Like, you're still talking to me now."
Right.
And I was like, "I'm just politely gonna ask you to stop. Like, I could block you right now too, but just stop." And the guy like had the wherewithal to go away, but it's like, you said, it's like, it's exhausting, especially when you're like, you have over 100,000 people. It's like, people are just coming at you all the time. It's just, you wanna have the discourse, but it's such an energy drain that it's like, all right, dude, like, I'm a paid corporate show, right?
Yeah, you just gotta go, and that's it. It's like, it's just too much energy wasted on that stuff, because we're busy like making content for people and like wanting to bring a certain energy. And like the minute that there's negativity brought, it's like, you know, you see like all these nice comments and all these great comments and people complimenting you or, you know, whatever. And then the one bad one is like what you sit and focus on. So now I'm just like, you're gone, you're out. Like, there's no reason for me to like drain my energy field for some random stranger or some bot account. Like, it doesn't even make sense to do that, you know, and you're expending so much energy to help other people and make people laugh and give them truth, you know. So it's just like, oh, we can't be doing all this now.
And they usually have like 4 followers, and they follow 200 people, and it's like a fake account that they use just to insult people. And it's like, what are you doing with your time? Like, I've never even thought in my mind to like, oh, I'm about to make an account and follow the people I hate and like message them. It's like, think about how much productive time is squandering, you know?
What? Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild in here in this little screen. Gets wild.
Yeah, no, it absolutely does. It absolutely does. No, it's not, like when I'm on my live sometimes, like I don't even look at the comments. I'm just like, it's gonna distract me because people say the weirdest shit, or like people will be drunk talking to each other, and I'm just like I gotta stop looking because it's like it's a free for all in there sometimes.
It is, yeah. I give out demerits sometimes. Sometimes they need demerits because they misbehave. Like they've been actually well behaved pretty recently, but sometimes there's a couple of like people that are on all of my lives all the time, and they just like break balls for whoever it is that I'm on the live with. Like if they don't like the person, like forget it. They're just like, okay, get rid of this person. Like, okay, next. Like, and I'm just like, you guys are being so rude. You're gonna get demerits. That's it. I'm done. But I guess I haven't seen that many troll comments on here tonight, so I'm pretty impressed.
That's good. Yeah, I've seen some clicks develop. I do sometimes these marathon lives where I'll be on for like 3 hours or whatever, and like you'll see like clicks develop, and like someone will come in and they'll all like gang up on the like get the fuck out, like tell the troll to leave, and I'm just like, holy shit, you get like an ecosystem chilling here in the comments. It's a hilarious time.
It's great. Well, are you on Telegram?
I created a Telegram account, but it was too Linwood for me. It was too many like follow the breadcrumbs, and I was like, I don't know, like Linwood, like when Linwood posted, like I was following Linwood because I was like, all right, cool. And then he posted that the Pope was arrested and the only website was Conservative Beaver, and I'm like looking around, and I'm like, I don't know, man. And like I started looking at it, and I remember listening to Anomaly that day, and he's like, this website is bullshit. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, yeah, this looks like bullshit. And I'm just like, if you don't hit 100, you hit 0 to me. Like, you got to hit 100, or at the very least, you got to come out and say you're not hitting 100. So that was when I kind of took myself off the Linwood train, and then Telegram just got a little too queefy for me, and I was like, I just gotta pull it back.
But you know, that's where everybody moved to. Like, you know exactly what you're gonna find. If you go to Telegram, you know exactly what you're gonna find. Yeah. I mean, I was like, oh my god, this app is weird, but then I got into it, and I'm like, okay, it's cool. You know, like just put out content, and like not really much interaction. But then I started chat groups. There's like 700 people in the chat group, and it's just like all day long, just like shooting stuff out. So it's fun to just be a part of that because I get to know people on a personal level and stuff. So it's really nice, like in that way. Because sometimes this isn't personal. Like you have people comment and whatever, but to just know that you have like instant access to a bunch of people that are like all talking about like the same things.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool, you know. So it's right now until they like, you know, take record of all the people because it's like all conservatives on Telegram. They just like round us all up. So I mean, I guess that's, you know, just what's gonna happen. But you know.
Yeah, I've found that because like I made a Gab the other day. Someone had said like you should get on Gab, and I got on there and like I uploaded a video a couple times and it didn't take, and I'm like fucking
yes,
and I'm just like it's like in business. It's like if I try to do 5 things, I do 5 things poorly. If I do 1 or 2 things well, then like it doesn't matter that I'm only on 2 things. So what I've been doing is just like Instagram is home base.
Yeah,
that's my primary ecosystem. That's what's carried me. I make all my videos there. I make them native for IG. I spend my time there. I put them on Facebook, and that's where my like 50+ female audience comes from, and they love it, and that's where they're at, and that's fine. And I put it on YouTube, but I just stay in that lane, and And that's like, I just don't want to stretch myself too thin, because if I'm on Telegram, I'm not on Instagram, and I'm not
that's true.
operating that ecosystem. But it is, I do have a group on there, and last time I checked, there was like 100 people in there, and they were like, trust the plan.
Yeah.
I was like, oh God, I gotta get out of here.
I can close.
Yeah, exactly. It's like there's only so much time in the day, but I'll as things continue to evolve, like that's the cool thing, is like we got all the time in the world, and it's like as long as everything continues to go in the right direction, and Joey Basement keeps showing up making mistakes, there'll be plenty of things to talk about.
We'll never be out of material. Trust me.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great.
Exactly.
Yeah. Good shit.
I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this very much. Thank you for doing it. This was fun. We'll have to do it again.
Definitely. I don't know why they were usually kicking me off at like after an hour, and we're already on here an hour and a half. So I don't know. Last night I was on for like over 2 hours, and I'm like, why am I still here? There's no countdown. Like, what's up?
Yeah.
You know,
mine until I think it was when I hit either 10,000 or maybe 15 was when I wasn't limited to the hour anymore.
Oh.
I've done my limit now. I've done it. Like I've ran it out. It's 4 hours.
Holy shit.
I did one for 4 hours one time. Like I was making merch and shit. I was like chilling.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I did and my phone was like on fire.
It's like ready to blow.
Yeah, I was just like, hey, and it's like I had it like it started in the 250 to 280 range, and like by the end there was like 20 people there, and I was just like organizing the online store of the merch, and I was just like listening to music, and a couple people were jabbing in the comments. I'm like, this is hilarious. I would be here by myself just doing this, so why not?
So funny.
It's really an interesting time. But yeah, we should definitely do one again, and
We're saying we're gonna circle back. We're gonna circle back.
Yeah, we're gonna circle back, and I want to be in your short film or your film. That'd be cool as hell.
1,000. Listen, I'm a person of my word, so I love to collect all of the fun people. Like I always attract like a lot of crazy people. I'm not saying that you're crazy, but you're like, you're really funny, so you probably are crazy. So I like to keep those people. My friend Jeremy Luke, he's been in like every TV show known to man. He's from Long Island, and he has a ridiculous accent. And he's hilarious. So I have a whole circle of like Italians that, I mean, it's just going to be one big shit show, honestly. Like when we filmed Turkey's Done, we had the best time. It was just like so much fun, but had like a full crew, full movie set, full everything. But it was like, we're perfectionists, so we do it right. But at the same time, we love having fun. And we would love to have you. I'll keep it
all
up.
about it.
We'll send the script over to you.
Cool.
I'll have my sister email to you.
I'll bring the gabagool. It'll be good.
Absolutely. The gabagool, we need it. And the mozzarella. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, hey, good talking to you. Thanks so much. And we'll keep in touch, and we'll make another one happen
What do you want me to do with this live right now?
If you're gonna post it to your Instagram live, I'll save it, and I'll put it on my Facebook and on my.
Because it's like an hour and a half. People get like so discouraged. Like I don't like to put it on my main page because people are like, oh, it's 2 hours long. Scroll, not thinking I'll watch it. But if I do a little snippet of something, like that's different. So
whatever you want to do with it, if you save the whole thing, even if you just save it on your phone, like put it on Dropbox or whatever, and I'll put it on my Facebook or my YouTube, and people can listen to it while they're working out or driving or whatever. I'd love to save it. So if you can save it and put it on Dropbox or whatever,
I'll put it on my IGTV, and then you could grab it.
Cool.
Because you know how to do all that techie shit, so I'm sure you'll take it.
This is true.
Yeah.
It's my secret underground team, my paid opposition team here. This is gonna help hook it up. We're gonna send it up to the White House.
Let me know when you do, because
Yeah, we'll get you.
I got to pull them out, and they got to help me with a few things, and then
Yeah, we'll cash up you the payment.
That sounds great.
Awesome. Well, hey, thanks so much. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. This is a blast. Thanks, Del.
Absolutely.
We'll chat soon.
Sounds good. See ya.
Bye. Oh my God, my head's back to the normal shape. Isn't that nice? So guys, I'll hop off here. I always do this. I'll hop off here. And then I'll upload this, and then I'll come back on for a few, so we could just wrap up for the night. Because again, I can't move because my back's hurting. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna hop off. Let me upload this, and then I'll circle back. I'll circle back with just. Okay, adios, amigos.